Yo, what up? What up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Pinoy News. Man, listen. Yo, they said tomorrow this bitch is set up for.
I thought we live now.
All right, let's see here. I'm trying to get my audio figured out with this. Oh, that's why I got bitches open. Okay, that should be better. All right, there we go. Now we're good. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? All right, cool. All right, we're good. Anyway, man, listen. So, like, yo, they want to ban guns, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Jim McIntosh, welcome, my brother. Welcome. Nice to see you out here. You know what I'm saying? Nice to fucking always have motherfuckers coming out to watch your goddamn channel and shit. Like, yo, legit. I've been, you know what I mean, fucking standing here checking some shit out. And I wanted to actually like go and do an in-depth conversation about it. And when I went to go like hop on YouTube to grab all my stuff from my description that I usually put in, my boy DJ was already fucking live. So I hopped on his for a second. I was like, yo, come over to my channel. We'll sit here and have some conversation with some individuals and bullshit and talk. You know what I mean? See what's going on. Yo, what up, man? Welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yo, hell yeah. So, all right. Have you actually read any of this shit from this HR 127 yet?
Yeah, I have shit. Into a whole bunch of shit. Even the one all the way down to consent from an ex and two other family members, and there's a whole bunch of shit in there. Wow. But it's personal, like that don't make sense. It's almost like she created the bill based on the experience that she had. It don't sound like something that's logically, number one, constitutionally, I don't know how far it's even gonna go when you start talking about exes and stuff like that, because that's legally that doesn't seem like that's even gonna go nowhere. That part, but if it does,
yeah, that's kind of where I was at. I was on that same shit. You know what I mean? When I heard it, I was like, yo, there's no goddamn way that they're going to like actually fucking get away with this bullshit. You know what I mean? Because it'll get fucking stopped in the Supreme Court. But like, I got people in my fucking Discord who are like disagreeing with me about that. Right?
Yeah, I understand.
Well, no, it's not more bullcrap about magazines and whatnot. Like, yo, it's worse shit than that at this point. I'm actually going to read y'all the text of the bill so like y'all can understand what's going on. You know what I mean? Talking to the chat as a whole, you know what I mean? Because that's what we do on the channel. We stand here and try to educate individuals and try to make things better as a whole. You know what I mean? So people understand things, you know, because like it's important that we stand here and break everything down. You know what I mean? That's kind of where we get down to. Man, listen, my computer is dragging fucking ass right now. Trying to share this link out fucking so I can, you know what I mean, put this motherfucking goddamn joint. Come on, man. Fucking work, stupid. Like, yo.
Yeah, man.
All right, hang on. At least let me put this out in my Discord so motherfuckers will come out and check out the stream. Right. Anyway, so yeah, this HR 127, right? Fucking like, all right. So it says to provide the licensing of firearm and ammunition and to prohibit the possession of certain ammunition. And this is from Ms. Jackson Lee, introduced the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on the Judiciary. This is from January 4th, 2021.
Jackson Lee.
All right. Yeah. It says to provide for the licensing of firearm and ammunition possession and the registration. Yeah. Right. Provide licensing of firearm ammunition possession, the registration of firearms, and prohibit the possession of certain ammunition. All right. The act may be cited as SAPICA Sikh Firearm Licensing Registration Act. The licensing of firearm and ammunition possession registration. The Attorney General through the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives shall establish a system for licensing the possession of firearms or ammunition in the United States and for the registration with the Bureau of each firearm present in the United States. All right, and then part B, firearm registration system. Under the firearm registration system, the owner of a firearm shall transmit to the Bureau the make, model, and serial number of the firearm, the identity of the owner of the firearm, the date of the firearm was acquired by the owner, and where the firearm is or will be stored. A notice specifying the identity of any person to whom in any period of time in which a firearm be loaned to the person. Deadline for supplying transmission. The transmission required by paragraph 1 shall be made in the case of a firearm acquired before the effective date of this section within 3 months of the effective date of this section, or in the case of firearm acquired on or after the effective date of this date, the owner requires on the date the owner acquires a firearm. The Attorney General shall establish and maintain the database of all firearm registered pursuant to this subsection. Right? So basically what they're standing here trying to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, like basically what they're saying is like, if you own a firearm right now, they want to stand here and actually have you, you know what I mean, like fucking register that firearm that you have in your possession at the moment and tell them where it's going to be stored, what the serial number is, and fucking when you bought the motherfucker. Right. And then if you buy a new firearm, you're gonna have to fucking pass, you know, I mean, whatever bullshit's gonna be in this fucking bill, which I'm gonna read the hang on, let me fucking hit this. Boom, enter. There we go. Okay, cool. There. All right. So I showed my fucking link out in my fucking joint. Right. Just they're gonna stand here and, you know what I mean, like fucking actually, you know what I mean, make you go through all the bullshit you have to go through. All right. So now, all right, on top of that, the licensing system, except as otherwise provided in the subsection, the Attorney General shall issue to an individual a license to possess a firearm and ammunition if the individual has attained the age of 21 years of age, after applying for the license, undergoes a criminal background check conducted by the National Instant Criminal Background Check System established under Section 103 of the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act. The check does not indicate possession of a firearm by the individual would violate subsection G or N of Section 922 or state law, undergoes a psychological evaluation conducted in accordance with the paragraph, and the evaluation does not indicate that the individual is psychologically unsuited to possess a firearm. Right. So basically, they also want you to stand here and go to the fucking psychologist and get a goddamn note from your doctor saying you're allowed to have a gun. Right. And yo, they want you to fucking go and get a psychological exam in order to buy a fucking firearm.
Yep. If they say you can't hack it, you can't have it.
Right. And I mean, and it's all up to some fucking psychologist, right? And it has to be a psychologist that's like registered with the state, right? Successfully completes a training course certified by the Attorney General in the use, safety, and storage of firearms includes at least 24 hours of training, and demonstrates that on issuance of the license, the individual will have in effect an insurance policy issued under subsection D. Right. So like, not only do you have to stand here and go through like the actual shit, you have to sit here and like actually, you know what I mean, fucking have an insurance policy to tell them that it's legal for you to fucking have a firearm, so that if something happens, you have to sit here and, you know what I mean, like fucking go through this bullshit, you know what I mean, for your whatchamacallit, for the you have to fucking have a fucking insurance policy to let it, you know what I mean, do what you do. You know what I mean?
So you got an insurance policy, you got an extra class added on to the class you already got to take. You gotta, and if you don't, what they say, and if you don't, then you got all these, then you start coming up with these fines and mandatory jail time.
Yo, yeah, it's 2 years. It's 2 years. Yeah, I'm at you, right? This is not a super long bill, which is fucking awesome, because like the last bill that I was looking at from fucking Warren back in 2000, like it was like 260 pages, but this is way shorter. All right. The Attorney General shall issue an individual a license to display an antique firearm in the residence of the individual. The individual is the holder of a license issued under subparagraph A, supplies proof the individual owns an antique firearm. This describes the manner in which a firearm will be displayed in accordance with the regulations prescribed by the Attorney General, and certifies a firearm will be displayed, and demonstrates the individual has provided the store and safe facility approved by the Attorney General for the storage of firearms.
All right.
So even if you get an antique gun, They took away like the original joints where like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have fucking, and I mean, where you stand here and have like, you know what I mean? Like fucking the antique joints. Like you can buy like a gun from the 1800s and, you know, whatever, you know, it might
Yeah,
be a
and you don't
flintlock or
have to
whatever the
go
case might be.
right. You don't have to go through no paperwork. It's an antique. It's gonna sit up on the wall. I mean, it
Yeah.
still may be
No.
operable, but that's not the point. It's still considered an antique, like a museum piece. But now they're trying to make you register that. Crazy. So
Yeah. Yeah. And on
so
top of
now
that,
I know that part is not going to fly by because you got to put in accountability. Okay, like Dragon Man. Yeah, so many antiques, firearms, or a museum. I work in a museum. Suppose they got an antique firearm. So you telling me they're gonna have to register their antique firearm that's on display for everybody to see, and it's not even gonna be picked up, touched, you know, other than made sure that it doesn't wither away. It's just funny.
yeah.
It's like we're gonna
No, what up,
find
Ed? What up? That's me.
it. All you antique
Right.
gun
Legit.
lovers out here.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like fucking they're legit, they legitimately they don't give a fuck, dude. Real shit.
So
You know
basically,
what I mean?
if you had a military issue 1911, you gotta register it, even though it was used in the real war.
Yeah, they don't
M1
care. You know what
grams,
I'm
so
saying?
M1 grams from World War II. You know, like that 108-year old black guy that got still got his M1 gram. So he gonna have to get that registered. You know, he's not doing
Yeah,
that.
I'll tell you. Right. All right. So the military styles weapons license. An attorney general shall issue to an individual a license to own and possess a military style weapon if the individual is a holder of a license issued under subparagraph A. And after applying for a license under the subparagraph, successfully completes a training course certified by the attorney general in the use, safety, and storage of the weapon that includes at least 24 hours of training and live fire training. Right. Psychological evaluation. Right. So a psychological evaluation is conducted in accordance with this paragraph if the evaluation is conducted in compliance with such standards that shall be established by the attorney general. The evaluation is conducted by a licensed psychologist approved by the attorney general and as deemed necessary by the licensed psychologist involved. The evaluation included a psychological evaluation of other members of the household in which the individual resides. And as part of the psychological evaluation, the licensed psychologist interviewed any spouse of the individual, any former spouse of the individual, at least two other persons who are members of the family or an associate of the individual to further determine the state of the mental, emotional, and relational stability of the individual in relation to firearms. Yo.
Oh, there we go. That's that unconstitutional shit, stuff we talking about right there. I mean, that's it. It's black and white. On fire. Because
Yo, man.
everybody in the house and in the committee is gonna say, "Well, what if that was me?" People that don't want to admit that they do own a gun that is on their side are gonna go, "Dang, that may not. That may I might not be able to get there." You know. But then again, I'm like, well, it might not be too many Democrats that own Democratic House leaders that own guns. They got their Secret Service that they may just use to the fullest extent and never picked up a dang weapon. But yeah, so I got to look at that too because I go, you may have one or two gun owners, but that ain't gonna count. Most of them don't own no gun, and the Secret Service is surrounding them. So
Yo, I mean, like, legitimately, these people, like, yo, these are city dwelling motherfuckers, like, legitimately, who fucking are completely terrified to ever defend themselves, and they want to be fully reliant upon the government for fucking their protection. That's what this is. This is the reestablishment of the fucking state, right? And they're taking advantage of this right now. And Doku, you want to hop in? Come fucking hop in, my brother. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you always welcome. You know the deal, right? like, yo, they want to stand here and reestablish the state as, you know what I'm saying, a significant fucking actor as a whole in the fucking, you know what I mean, in the society. And they want us to be reliant upon the state rather than be relying upon ourselves for, you know what I mean, our own fucking protection and shit. Like, yo, and I'm fucking so tired of city dwelling cocksuckers fucking trying to stand here and, you know what I mean, like fucking tell us how we're supposed to fucking live. It's fucking bullshit, legitimately.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy,
Like,
man.
it's the dumbest shit ever. Like, real shit. Like, it's just a whole bunch of city dwelling cocksuckers who have never been outside of a fucking concrete jungle their whole fucking lives and have spent their entire existence, you know what I mean, fully under the fucking protection of the government. And, you know what I mean, are completely terrified of the average person. They want to blame the guns instead of themselves.
Pretty much. I mean, you won't catch them. You won't catch them basically in public without suits protecting them. Like around, it just won't happen. Only reason why I know that because I used to work at MSNBC. All of them, they, you know, shoot. The Secret Service takes them to the news. It drops them off right in front, and then they stay all day, and then they waiting, and then they leave. The same exact individual every day. They just get on. They got a stack of papers, or they go in. They holler at the makeup lady. Then they say what they gotta say, and they get paid to spill for the country. No matter which side they spilling on, but hey, look like we got somebody.
Yeah, my boy Doku, man. That's my nigga Doku. Fucking, he's an oil speculator and shit. Fucking,
man. Ooh, we was gonna get it. We was gonna get into that in a little bit. But
yo, what's up? No more games. How you doing, bro?
Hey, all is well. But yeah, man, just working at MSNBC, man. The funniest thing working there, as far as reality, okay, other than I already know you know this, they actually have a fake rain system. Fake rain. So okay, it's sunny. It's sunny on one news station and it's raining on another news station, but it's supposed to be the same spot. This is how they fool you online. You got a sprinkler system out in front of the building and at the headquarters that has an overcast system to pour down sprinkling rain above you. And it's trees that are about 50 years old. So you can't tell that they're not, you can't tell that they're on the premises of the news station. It seems like they're somewhere else in the city. They've been doing stuff like that for years, ever since the moon landing, to be honest. But it's all in the game, man. It's all in the game, you know.
All right, yo, so Doku, what do you think about this, my nigga?
Oh man, this goes back to some stuff I've been saying for a long ass time about this. Every time someone comes out and says, "Oh, we need gun control or we need more laws or this or that," it's like you're not stopping criminals. You're not stopping people who are gonna, go out and commit a crime or get firearms illegally. You're just punishing law-abiding citizens from being able to exercise their constitutional right. You're not saving anyone. You're not helping anyone. And worst case scenario, okay, I know it's a tired argument, but I'll say it again. If I don't have access to a firearm, okay, I'm gonna bring a knife to a gunfight and I'm gonna wait 5 minutes for the cops to show up. Fuck no, dude. I don't want to be reliant on anybody else for my own personal safety. I want to be allowed to own a fucking shotgun. I should be allowed to own an AR-15. I'm a law-abiding fucking citizen. Why is some asshole on Capitol Hill who I didn't vote for sitting there saying what I can and cannot do? It's bullshit. Hey, you're not even from the same state I reside in. Kiss my ass. Get the fuck out of here.
Fucking suits.
I mean, let me. All right, like, yo, let me put this way to Jim McIntosh, right? Because this is kind of fucking important as a whole, right? Like, so here's the thing, right? Like, these old motherfuckers are the last vestiges of fucking like what's protecting us from these young people who are trying to do this dumb shit. Like Sheila Jackson, I think, is like 38 and 39 years old, some shit like that.
And
right?
It's funny because she's from Texas, but it's counterproductive. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's kind of the deal, right? Like, yo, fucking the old dudes are the only ones who are fucking looking out for your goddamn fucking rights as a citizen at this point. You know what I mean? Like, this is fucking, it's this goddamn bullshit. You know what I mean? But like, yo, I want to read a little bit more of this bullshit. All right, so, all right, denial of license is required. The the Attorney General shall deny a license to an individual if the individual is prohibited from federal law from possessing a firearm, or the individual has been hospitalized with a mental illness, disturbance, or diagnosis, including depression, homicidal ideation, suicidal ideation, attempted suicide, or addiction to controlled substances within the meaning of the Controlled Substances Act, or alcohol, or a brain disease, including dementia or Alzheimer's, or an account of conduct that endangers himself or the others. Yo, Addy, what up, man? Welcome, my brother. Right, fucking like yo, and goddamn Michael Hatfield, Miss Clementine. Nice to see y'all out here. It always is. Right. Yeah. Like, so like if you ever been hospitalized, like say like, you got addicted to fucking anything or like any of these fucking pills that they give you, or if you fucking end up going through a course to stop fucking drinking or whatever the case might be, like yo, legit, they can take away your right to own a fucking firearm at this point. Sherry D. Go ahead, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy because one thing I think about is like, okay, let's say 60% of law enforcement. That's just I'm just being nice with the numbers. 60% of law enforcement has some kind of history of mental. Just they could have went to check themselves in for a night because they couldn't get sleep for 3 nights. That's why this is like a slippery slope. Like you don't know, can't even put a finger on what that is. Like you like you could have seen a death, so you check yourself in to make sure that you're mentally aware of yourself and your surroundings after the situation, so you don't go nuts. And then you're good, and they clear you. But you checked yourself in. So checking yourself in, and then you get cleared, and you were making sure that you were good. Just giving an example and an analogy. You still be on the wraps, and you still won't be able to have your gun. Why? Because you've been evaluated. That's just.
Yeah. Like yo, Doku.
And all right, the thing that annoys me so much about this is so what you're telling me, or at least what this law is suggesting, or proposed law, is someone can be like, oh yeah, that guy Doku. I've heard him drink on stream. He was drunk a few times. Yeah, or shit. Last time I had to go to the hospital, they're like, oh, do you drink? I'm like, yeah, I have at like 1-2 beers, sometimes more than that. Yeah, okay. They put fucking straight up alcoholism on my fucking on my medical records. So you're telling me the feds can come to someone who isn't me and say like, oh yeah, because he drinks in excess of 2 beers a day, because I've heard him drink on stream before, he shouldn't be allowed to own a gun, despite the fact that I'm not a felon, haven't committed any violent crimes, have done nothing fucking wrong. But I'm not allowed to own a firearm because somebody else said so. And get the hell! Do these people not understand how incredibly authoritarian this is? Like,
Yo, they legitimately said that like when you go in for a psychological exam, like I read this earlier, it said that like they want to interview everybody in your household and 2 relatives and your ex-spouses, if you have ex-wives or whatever the case might be, to make sure that you're not going to be fucking, they're not scared of you, or that you're not fucking, fucking unstable.
Here's the thing: I have a Second Amendment, and I'm not a felon. What more do you need?
They said we want to know what at least one of your exes said, and 2 more relatives. So it's just crazy. It doesn't make no sense.
They don't fucking like the fact that you have a fucking Second Amendment.
Oh, right. That's the thing. This isn't about protecting people. This is not about trying to prevent gun crime or people from killing each other. It's about control. It always is. Like, every person that comes in and tries to pass legislation like this isn't doing it to better your lot in life or my lot in life. They're doing it because they want more control over you. They don't want you stepping out of line. They want you to listen and obey. That's what it's about. It's always been about fucking control.
Yeah.
All right. So this is like this is a license for you to be able to own a firearm, right? So, all right, we're going to go into the next section of this. So, suspension of license. In general, a license issued under the subsection to an individual who's under indictment for a crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year is hereby suspended. Right. All right. authorized for a lack of firearm insurance. The Attorney General may have suspend the license issued under the subsection to an individual who has violated Section 922 DD in the most recent 12-month period. Revocation of license. A license issued under the subsection to an individual who becomes prohibited by federal or state law from possessing a firearm or hereby revoked. Such an individual shall immediately return the license and surrender all firearms and ammunition owned or possessed by the individual to the Attorney General. Expiration of license. A license issued to an individual under this section shall expire in the case of a license that's been in effect for less than 5 years, 1 year after issuance of renewal, as the case might be, or in the case of license that has been in effect for at least 5 years, 3 years after the most recent date of the license is renewed. Renewal of license. An Attorney General shall renew a license issued to an individual under the subsection. The individual requests a renewal by the end of the 60-day period that begins with the date of the license expires. In the 3-year period ending with the date renewal is requested, has met with the paragraph 1A, section 2, paragraph 2, and has successfully completed a training course certified by the Attorney General in the use, safety, and storage of firearms that includes at least 8 hours of training, meets the requirements of paragraph 1A, subsection 3, and in the case of a license issued under paragraph 1C in the 2-year period ending with the date renewal is requested, has successfully completed the training course certified by the Attorney General, includes at least 8 hours of training in the use of the weapon subject to the license.
And to that I say, kiss my ass.
I lost my guns in a boating accident. That's what I said.
I borrowed my friend's boat. This shit is wild, man. This has nothing to do with stopping crime or preventing gun violence. Like this is just about control. Like could they be more obvious about it is the question. Like who reads this and goes, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's put restrictions in place and punish a bunch of people who've done nothing wrong. Sounds like a great idea.
Yep.
All right, firearm insurance. Right. All right. So, number one, in general, the Attorney General shall issue to any person who has applied for a license pursuant to subsection C and is paid to the Attorney General the fee specified in paragraph 2 of the subsection of policy that insures a person against liability for losses and damages resulting from the use of a firearm by the person or during the 1-year period that begins with the date of the policy is issued. The fee specified in this paragraph is $800. So it's going to cost you $800 a year to keep your fucking firearms. Military weapon defined. All right. Such a title amended inserting after paragraph 29 the following term: military style weapon means any firearm or copies or duplicates of the firearm of any caliber known as Norinco, Mitchell, Polytechnologies, Automat, Kalashnikovas, all models, Action Arms, Israeli models, Uzi and Galil, Beretta AR-70, Colt AR-15s, Fabrique, National FN, FLAR, FNLAR, and FNC, SWD, M10, M11, M19, and M12, Steyr AUGs, Intertech, Tech 9, DC9, and Tech 22, revolving cylinder shotguns, such as similar to the Street Sweeper and Striker 12, automatic rifle that has ability to accept a detachable magazine that at least 2 of the following: a folding or telescoping scope, a pistol grip that protrudes conspicuously beneath the action of the weapon, a bayonet mount, a flash suppressor, a threaded barrel designed to accommodate a flash suppressor, a grenade launcher, a semi-automatic pistol that has the ability to accept a detachable magazine and has at least 2 of an amazine magazine attaches to the pistol outside of the pistol grip, a threaded barrel capable of accepting a barrel extender, flash suppressor, forward hand grip or silencer, a shroud that is attached to the partially, completely encircles the barrel and permits the shooter to hold the firearm with not trigger hand without being burned, a manufacturer weight of 50 ounces or more when the pistol is unloaded, and a semi-automatic version of an automatic firearm, an automatic shotgun that has at least 2 of the following: a folding telescoping shock, pistol grip, fixed magazine capacity in excess of 5 rounds, and ability to accept detachable magazines.
So they left us with standard shotguns, bolt action rifles, and muzzle loaders.
And wait, must I say, lever actions that are under 10 rounds. 10 rounds or under. Or under 10 rounds? Which one is it? No,
No,
lever action.
lever action. Yeah, lever action. I don't think there is a lever action revolver that's more than 10 rounds, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, we good. We good on the lever actions. We could get our 1890 93s, and we're good on the Marlins.
Okay, so my 357 Savage and my 44 Magnum are okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And this is wild. Like this is where this military style thing is such absolute bullshit. You realize the military for a long ass time used muzzle loaders, cannons, lever action repeaters, shotguns. Like, what do you mean military style? Like this is
it's from the movies. It's from Hollywood. So it's not, if it's military in Hollywood, then it's military style. Every movie you see an AR, AKs, and semi-automatic rifles that they just go and they rob a bank or just come on.
Yeah, notice not once in here did you hear anybody say that the military doesn't use AR-15s. They use M4s.
Right. I actually hate them.
Well, they do have the MWAC fucking 47s and shit, which is AR-15 variant, which fucking allows you to swap out fucking barrels so that you can accept either a fucking AK-47 round or the 5.56 UN round, right? And by the way, like I said I like masks because I've always wanted to be able to just walk around in a fucking ski mask my whole life, like legit, like, but I'll be honest with you, everybody thought they were going to rob you if you were going to get robbed if it was before coronavirus.
Oh no, when out here and when you go to VA at the gun stores, they will give you instructions to pull the mask down. We're sorry, we don't give a dang about the government. Like they're serious.
That's the thing.
We say we shoot guys with masks. We just, it just doesn't work in this industry. It depends on where you're at though. In Maryland, you better have that mask on. In Virginia, buddy.
Bro, I'm in Virginia myself, dude. You do not walk into a gun store or a bank wearing a mask. It's a really bad idea.
Exactly. So you know Nova Armory then.
Oh, like, I honestly, God, I kind of like being anonymous in public. I'm just gonna put that out there. Yeah.
I do. It's a mystique to it. It's a mystique to it.
No, you're like, I do. I like, yeah, I like not having to show my face. You know what I mean? Like, y'all niggas don't know who I am because, like, I'm fucking, like, you catch me on camera with a mask, glasses, and hoodie on. Like, I'm coming in like the Unabomber and shit. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Guys, I'm just following what Dr. Fauci told me to do.
Well, at first you said masks didn't work. That's the funniest part about it.
Oh, I'm still laughing about that. Like, oh, it's no worse than the flu, guys. Donald Trump's overreacting and xenophobia by shutting down travel 6 months later. Fucking wild. Oh, we lost Pinoid.
Where your boy go? Pinoid. It's your show.
He'll be back.
I was trying to go back to the fucking page and shit, and like I ended up hitting the motherfucking reload button on my jaw, my fucking browser.
It's all good.
All right, hold on. Let me go back to this. All
right,
and let me go back to this. Okay, so all right, we're back to where we were. Okay, now this here, all right. Deadline for establishment: within 1 year after the date of this enactment of this act, the Attorney General shall prescribe final regulations to implement this amendment, but made by this subsection: prohibitions and penalties. Section 922 of such title is amended by adding that at the end of the following, it should be unlawful for a person to possess a firearm or ammunition unless that person is carrying a valid license issued under Section 932, subsection C, paragraph 1. And in the case of the firearm owned by the person, the firearm is registered to the person under Section 932, or in the case of the firearm owned by another person, the firearm is so registered to the other person, and such person has notified the Attorney General that the firearm has been loaned to the person in possession is during the loan period specified in this notice. It shall be unlawful for a person to transfer a firearm or ammunition to a person who is not licensed under Section 932C1. It shall be unlawful for a person to sell or give a firearm or ammunition to another person unless the person has notified the Attorney General to sale a gift. It shall be unlawful for a person to loan a firearm or ammunition to another person unless the person has notified the Attorney General to loan, including the identity of such other person, the period in which a loan is made. It shall be unlawful for a person holding a valid license issued under 932C1 to transfer a firearm to an individual who has not attained 18 years of age. A person who's possessed a firearm to who the license is issued under 932C1 shall have an effect an insurance policy issued under Section 932D. Section 924A of such title is amended by adding the following: whoever knowingly violates this subsection shall be fined not less than $75,000 and not more than $150,000, in prison not less than 15 years and not more than 25 years, or both. Whether knowingly violates Section 922 BB1 shall be fined not less than $50,000, not more than $75,000, in prison not less than 10 years and not more than 15 years, or both. Whoever knowingly violates Section 922 BB2 shall be fined not less than $30,000 and not less than $50,000, in prison less than 5 years and not more than 10 years, or both. Whoever knowingly violates Section 932 BB3 shall be fined not less than $5,000 and not more than $10,000. Whoever knowingly violates Section 922 BB4 shall be fined not less than $75,000 or more than $100,000, in prison not less than 15 years and not more than 25 years, or both, except that if the transferee of a firearm possessed or uses the firearm during relation to a crime, an unintentional shooting or suicide, the transfer shall be fined not less than $100,000, not more than $150,000, in prison not less than 25 years and not more than 40 years, or both. Whoever knowingly violates Section 922 CC shall be fined not less than $50,000, not more than $100,000, in prison not less than 10 years and not more than 20 years, or both. Yeah, and elimination or prohibition on establishment of centralized firearm registration section is of such titles amended by striking the second sentence. All right, okay, so let's go over some of what the fuck just happened here. Like, these niggas is talking about 15 to 25 years.
I got a big question, bro.
What up?
Does SKS qualify under the subsection talking about military style because it's the SKS? Because it only the standard SKS 10 rounds.
With the way they're defining it, it's technically a Kalashnikov. So yeah, that would be SKS.
Yo, how are they going to jail or find a corpse of a person who shoots oneself? Not like if you gave a gun or borrowed a gun or sold a gun to somebody who shoots themselves with that gun, then you are now charged with their fucking death, basically.
Okay, you want to know how stupid this is? What they just laid out. You could go to the gun range with a friend, and your friend says, "Hey, that's that's a nice 1911. Here, you want to swap? You want to shoot my Beretta or shoot my Glock, and I could shoot your 1911. Oh, here, can I borrow some 9mm and I'll give you my 45? You just violated this. Congratulations, you're going to jail and/or fined, and you lose your license, so you won't be able to own a gun.
Hey, police, come in the gun range. These guys are swapping ammunition. That's in the gun community. We don't even do that. The police don't agree with even trying to think about doing that. That's the funniest part about it. The police will make an interview showing the general public, hey, look, I just gave my coworker, like we do at my job. I'm a law enforcement officer. If anybody doesn't know, special police officer. I protect Museum of the Bible here in DC, but I live in Maryland. Gun law is okay, but anyway. If you hand, quote unquote, a coworker, even in law enforcement, a magazine, it's going to be considered transferring. That doesn't even make sense. Like that doesn't make sense.
Well,
that doesn't make sense.
They have that we're not covered that yet. There's still more to this.
Oh my God!
Right. Yeah, and the police don't care about you. Like that's what a lot of people like. The police don't give a fuck.
They don't do anything about it. I know because I'm one. Like they'll tell you stand down, dude. Because when we go to court and the judge holler at us, we can't do nothing after that. Nothing we can do. Like it doesn't. The enforcement doesn't equate with the laws, but continue.
Yeah, like legit. Like they legit. They do not give a fuck about you. Yeah, I just keep it all the way 100. Like and they're gonna enforce this bullshit too. That's the real bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there is like, anybody who thinks that the cops are going to help you to fuck out and not like, the cops will legitimately fucking like, they will come to your house and bust you because they'll get to go on, they'll get to be on fucking, whatchamacallit, right? They'll get to be.
Let me tell you out here where I stay at, cops don't act like that. And the reason why, as far as my location, Maryland and, DC and certain parts of Virginia, depends on where you're at. Seriously, because a lot of the cops are related to the citizens that end up getting bagged on some of these charges. So that's why the relationship situation it's a little bit different out here. Like me, yeah, I'm a special police, but I got some law enforcement officers in DC that if I got caught on some shit, doing some shit or whatever, they try to help me out. It depends on how far I went on trying to just do whatever and thinking I could get away with it because it's just like if you got a family member that's law enforcement and then you get bagged, but your family member works in that jurisdiction. You think that family member is not going to try to help you out? Yeah. So you got a lot of that in this area because a lot of police are black. And the people that end up getting locked up in all these situations with the gun stuff and kicking down your door are the same family members of the people that they got to lock up. So it's fishy out here because the citizens know that they're related to the police out here. Everybody knows each other because it's a tight knit community with this DMV area. Like everybody knows each other. So maybe it's a little bit different out here, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, the cops out here don't give a fuck. Like, they if they can get a fucking bust and go on TV and go, look, man, we confiscate all these illegal weapons or whatever. It's like what they do with the fucking, like, you ever seen the cops do a marijuana bust and they're on fucking TV, right? Like, like Michael Hatfield, I put the link to it in this fucking chat, right? Fucking like, if you ever see the cops do like a marijuana bust and all of a sudden like they'll have like, like fucking 18 or 20 goddamn dime bags or fucking weed or some shit on the fucking table. They're like, oh man, fucking this is, $500 or $600 worth of fucking marijuana, or, they're like, they'll fucking, this is $5,000 worth of this, or this is $1 million worth of that, or whatever the case is. And I'm like, nigga, I know how much the prices are. Like, I know damn well that's not that much fucking money.
Hey,
get
bro,
the fuck out of here.
Hey, that's funny. That's funny as on the way. You know why? Because when I found 3 daggone weed plants, you know what they told me?
Huh.
I'm thinking I got a bus, right? They say, hey, guess what? It's DC. And we illegal. So you know where this is going? In the personal property section in DC. So because it's somebody's property, it just happened to be in the laundromat. And it's personal property and it's legal, so it's nothing I could do. That's exactly how it works out here. So it's the you know what I'm saying? It's the opposite out here. You get busted with weed, it ain't shit you could do because it's somebody's personal stuff because it's illegal. So they're gonna look at you like, well, we told you don't do nothing about it. That's weed. We want coke.
Like, all right. So let's keep going on this bitch because it's gonna get fucking truly interesting here in a second. All right. So all right, in general, prohibition on possession of certain ammunition. On Section 922 of Title 18 United States Code, as amended by Section 2 of this Act, it is amended by adding at the end of the following: it shall be unlawful for any person to possess ammunition that is .50 caliber or greater. Right, so that's 50 cal. It shall be unlawful for any person. Yeah,
I'm already going to jail. I don't have a gun that can fire it, but I got a bullet. I use it as a paperweight. Well, shit, I'm already fucked.
Expensive ass bullet.
Oh yeah, dude. I got it cheap. I got it for $2 for $2 for one fucking bullet.
I'm about to say, yo, I got some slugs in my motherfucking joint. Are those illegal for a shotgun? Like, yo, what's the rule about this? Like, yo, legit, right? The
I guess they're just
manufacturer
talking caliber.
possession. Yeah, fucking man, listen, like a fucking slug is fucking for my shotgun's fucking bigger than 50 cal.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was about to say I would show it, but for the purpose of this video, so we don't get banned, I guess I won't.
Yeah,
anybody that knows anything
you're
about
missing
guns,
some shit. Huh?
I was just gonna say anybody that knows anything about guns is. I think we know exactly what we're talking about here.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yo, still Mexican guy SMG. What up,
Hold
nigga?
on,
Welcome,
slugs.
my
They're
brother. I love you.
definitely bigger than.
All right, so okay. Now, all right. So the manufacturer or possession in the United States or a department agency of the United States or State Department agency or political. Oh, wait. It shall be unlawful for any person to possess a large capacity magazine feeding device. B, paragraph A shall not apply to the manufacture for or possession by the United States or department or agency of the United States or a state or department agency of a political subdivision of a state or the possession by law enforcement officer employed by such an entity for purposes of law enforcement, whether on or off duty. The possession by an employee or contractor of a license under Title I of the Atomic Energy Act in 1954 on site for purposes of establishing and maintaining on-site physical protection system and security organizations required by federal law or off-site for purposes of licensee authorized transportation of nuclear materials, right? The manufacturer or possession of a licensed manufacturer or license importer for the purposes of testing or experimentation authorized by the Attorney General, the manufacturer for or possession by an organization that provides firearm training that is registered with the Attorney General or the possession of an individual whom such an organization is providing firearm training during and at the location of the training. Large capacity ammunition feeding devices defined. Such title amended subsection 1 of this act is amended by inserting after paragraph of the following. The term large capacity ammunition feeding device means a magazine, belt, drum, feed, strip, or similar device has a capacity of or that can be readily stored or converted to accept more than 10 rounds of ammunition, but does not include an attached tubular device designed to accept and capable of operating with only 22 caliber rimfire ammunition. So you're good.
So you can keep your 22 long rifle. It's cute.
Yeah, that's cool. I got you. I got a semi-auto 22.
And it's funny because if you look at the mobsters in the 50s and 60s, that's all they used. I'm being honest. That's all they used was 22, up close or far, as far as the best ones. So cute. Yeah. That's cute. Thanks. Thank you.
So whoever knowingly violates subject 922 DD1 shall be fined not less than 50,000 and not more than 100,000, in prison not less than 10 years and not more than 20 years, or both. Whoever knowingly violates section 922 DD2 shall be fined not less than 10,000, not more than 25,000, and shall be in prison not less than 1 year and not more than 5 years, or both. And that's the end of the motherfucking joint.
Are you all right? So essentially, whether you're a private citizen or a manufacturer, you are not allowed to manufacture, sell, possess, or exchange unless you have the blessings of the state. This is nothing more than authoritarian power grab.
Yeah, that's cute. I'm gonna tell them, fuck you. I'm doing all of it. Goddamn.
Yo, they don't care, like legit, like they're like, oh man, don't worry, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, because what they'll do is like it's the same thing they do with everything.
Can't even own a piece of plastic, bro.
Yeah, that's
how they're trying to legalize a piece of plastic. That was just this week they put out an article about a piece of plastic or something that could be configured into a handgun from the polymer 80 scene, handgun, a rifle, and they did a piece of metal and piece of plastic. I don't know how they fit it in their bill, but they did it this week. Already, well, this past week.
Well, yeah, they're trying to ban you from making guns. You know what I'm saying, with a 3D printer and shit.
Well, this is what's so wild about this. It's not even the possession of the weapon itself that's really going to screw you. You could possess you could possess a suppressor. You could possess a flash suppressor or an actual silencer. I know that technical term should be suppressor. We're talking about politicians here. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The language is already screwed up. Or just owning a magazine with not having a license, owning a certain type of ammunition, owning an upper receiver that can accept a certain type of barrel that can be exchanged with another type of barrel because they're different calibers, which, 5.56 is kind of popular for that reason. Just owning a pistol grip could potentially get you screwed by this type of legislation and the way it's written. This is absurd.
Yeah,
this
well,
is crazy.
Welcome to the Democrats of 2021, my friend.
I mean, I've seen some wild laws, dude, but man, this is probably one of the most authoritarian things I think I've heard of, and all of the gun grab debate. This one is very, very far to the extreme.
Well, like it used to be the NRA stopped this type of shit, right? You know what I mean? And legitimately like sat here and fucking helped us out with these type of things. But like nobody fucking joined the NRA in the millennial generation, right? Like a lot of us own guns, but like nobody joined the NRA as a whole.
Now,
right?
I was about to say now the NRA moved to USCCA. Yeah,
It's what?
Yeah, the NRA moved to USCCA for right now. I said the movement, the collective movement with the NRA had moved to USCCA for as of this moment. So anybody who supported the NRA had moved their movement and proceeds and all this good stuff to USCCA for the moment. So that's where they're at with it.
Yeah, like Stone Matching guy, I'm on the same level. Like legit.
I'm a
none of my shit's registered either. Like, fuck that bullshit.
Dude, I just think this is wild that according to this, I could be put in prison for over 10 years and fined over $20,000 just for owning a single 50 cal BMG round, even though I don't own a fucking 50 cal BMG rifle.
It's scary to them. It's scary because you're big bullet.
And it's like, what am I gonna do? Throw it at someone?
Hey, look, I guess you're gonna get attacked and hit it with a hammer on the back and just shoot it, huh?
Like, I'm just gonna hold it in my hand and hit that shit with the end of a pickaxe.
Yeah, they're gonna put that. They're gonna put that bitch in pipe. Like, just shoot that bitch out.
Oh, right.
You're like, I'm fucking Tony Stark over here. I'm gonna go to fucking Home Depot.
They're thinking that we're gonna get so. I'm finally figuring this out because we're playing around with this conversation. They think we're gonna get so intelligent with it. We're going to become exactly like the Middle East and get so intelligent that we'll be able to, and just like Vietnam, so on and so forth, we'll be able to create and hand make 1911s. We'll be able to create every citizen, kids and adults combined, will be able to make their Glocks, their 1911s by hand. They'll believe. Just like it happened in Iraq and Syria and a whole Middle East ended up creating something called a barrel bomb, in which it's literally just taking just for example, black powder was they said it was created by black powder and a shell of an object in the size of say a bullet. But a rocket, if you want to call it a rocket or a projectile, all it is a giant bullet. That's what it is. It's nothing different. You just have to use the technology and multiply it. You're putting it times 100.
And let me address ballistic zero real quick, right? Like, man, let me say this, my brother. And here's the problem: some protection is better than no protection at all. In the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? Like, look, you have to have something. Like, there has to be some pull on that side, right? And like the bitches, when we have like these mentalities, like we had with Trump, where we go, "Oh man, Trump was bad on this, Trump was bad on that." He's 100. He's 100% better than Biden, right? Like, the NRA legitimately is 100% better than it's infinity percent better than not having an NRA at all.
Not having nothing. Thank you. It's
like that's kind of the point.
It's like saying That's like saying you got people that represent a fight, but people inside the people that represent a fight disagree on so much. It's gonna happen no matter what. It's about the fight, bro. That's what it's about. Because once we lose that, none of us are gonna unite. We're gonna be disagreeing. People in the two-way community are disagreeing right now about telling people like us that we're fear mongering. This is new to me. You shouldn't be in a two-way community and then turn around and saying you're fear mongering when we show up with laws that's trying to be pushed down the pipelines and referendums. And we're the fear mongers when we're bringing you the information. Okay, cool.
Well, that's the thing. You're not fear mongering. It's like, oh, you guys are just paranoid. You're just afraid that they're going to come and take your guns. No, I'm not afraid. I'm pointing out the fact they're actually trying to fucking do it. You think I'm going to sit there and be like, entrust my safety and well-being to somebody else who I don't know when I could just have a gun myself? How do I know that they don't have nefarious intention?
Yo, Eddie, are you okay, Eddie? Eddie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Eddie?
Miss Clementine was right when she said that the TV.
Yo, Goblino Hunter, Ortiz, motherfucking like, yo, what's going on, my brothers? How y'all living?
Hey, she said the TV was the worst invention created as far as trying to control people. You're right. Right. I mean, it works. It works just for some people. You say that. Some people.
Yo, nah, like, the TV is terrible, legit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like, a TV. Hold on, man. SMG got some shit to say. Like, yo, usually has some really good shit to add to a stream. Yo, SMG, what up, my brother? You there, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, it's loud, but we got you. Go ahead, man. I know you work.
All right. Real quick, because I'm in my truck, and I know you guys love hearing the soothing ambiance of the truck rattling along the freeway. But first, don't trust the fucking NRA. They'll sell you out to the feds. They've done it before, and they'll do it again. Second of all, don't buy your fucking guns from the authorized retailer. Get it from homeboy down the street where it's possibly been used in a murder, but goddamn it, it's yours. That's it, really. Do not trust the fucking NRA. They will sell you out to the feds. I'm out.
And short and sweet. Short and sweet at that point.
I like SMG, man. He's the fucking shit. Like, yo, I feel where you are, but like, legitimately, as far as legal shit's concerned, and them actually like posing cases against these fucking laws, yo, they are literally the only fucking people we have. They're it.
I would like the gun owners of America to do a little bit more, but they've been sitting on their ass for a long ass moment. And if they did more, they'd probably get more support. But I don't know what's going on with them.
Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, legit, I should be working right now, but like, we got an ice storm over here. So I was like, yeah, I'm not risking my fucking license to go fucking driving in a goddamn ice storm. Like, yo, fuck that shit for the moment.
Because
I don't blame you, man.
To be honest, I am trying to I'm trying to be a firearms instructor. But yeah, out here. Well, my law enforcement company will sponsor me, but if I go outsource, it's gonna cost me 5 G's. So the thing about that is, okay, boom, I pay my 5 G's, right? Boom. I still have to buy insurance / lawyers. So I'm gonna have to either go beyond golden with the USCCA shit and the NRA shit, combine them. I have to do both of them. I ain't gonna have no choice. I just know how it works because I mess with both of them for me to get most of my credentials. And also, it's gonna be a new category of lawyers based on just instructors. Just you taught so-and-so this, they lost their mind and shot their girlfriend. They lost their mind and blah, blah, blah. And then they're going to come after me. It's a lot that a lot of people don't know when they come to the 2A world and just, okay, you know how to teach people about guns. That's not it. You need to know everything. Or you'll be next, coming for you next. You taught so-and-so last month, well, they just shot their girlfriend last night. And they told and he told us that you was his instructor Exactly. So it's a slippery slope and a K-hole when it comes to that situation. But gotta be prepared, man. Gotta be
Yo,
prepared.
like it is what it is, man. They're always going to try and stand here and, you know what I mean, like fucking do whatever they can to take your rights away. Like that's the best that they, that's their fucking main plan and shit, is to really stand here and actually have full control over what goes on, because they feel like they know better than you about how the fuck it is you should live your fucking life. And that's always been their mentality, like legitimately. You know what I mean? Dearming the population is the first step in totalitarianism.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't, man, listen, like
The gulags, my friend.
yo, no one's free anymore. That's the bitch. And nobody has the mentality of a free man anymore. Like it is what it is. Like, yo, there is no free man anymore. Yo, El Goblino's here. Yo, what up, man? Welcome, my brother.
Yo, what up, Pinoid? How you doing? So I have some truth pills to drop on you guys. I have some, a little bit of knowledge to help you guys out. So number one, some advice for everybody, okay? Get a Linux phone. Get a phone that is de-Googled, okay? Because all these phones could track you and know where the hell you are. You don't want that. So, because what's about to happen in America and elsewhere is there's going to be a lot of shit that's coming down the pipeline. I'm talking a lot of mad communist, bullshit. And so get a Linux phone, number one. Number two, get all your guns illegally. Do not get your guns legally anymore, because if the government knows you have guns, you're just another name on their list that they're going to come visit. So, forget about that. So get a Linux phone, get your guns illegally, and also, aside from that, make sure that you get some ham radios too.
I agree, but when it comes to ham radios, you have to make sure that they're NSA approved, or the government can listen to you 24/7 all day long, even the police. I know that because I'm in law enforcement.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, ham radios are cool, but like,
if they're not NSA certified, you're short. They're just listening to you all day and watching your location.
Like, that really doesn't help you, because like they're still going to listen into whatever the fuck it is you're saying on the ham radio.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, you gotta know what you're doing.
Well, you could get a lot of other different types of radios, I'm sure. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to come in here and drop some of that.
Well, let me hit you. Let me hit you with this, right? Like, I'm gonna tell you like this. I remember back in the 90s when they used to have like the cordless phones for your house and shit.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. They had these, you remember, like, yo, I remember the cops used to have fucking scanners that could pick them motherfuckers up, and they'd fucking sit and listen to your conversations outside of the fucking house.
Hey, bro, we used to interrupt the cops with radios and just hop in the radio and start talking stupid when we were young.
Oh yeah, they do that shit all the time. It's really crazy. But like, what would you recommend for like, conversations between people like after shit pops off? Like, if you have different groups that are opposing the government, like, what would you recommend?
Fuck that shit. Go Mike Tyson. Get some fucking carrier pigeons.
Recommend if anybody is looking.
Right. 4 pins, military Thales, Harris multi-band, precision 152, PRC 152A 2-way radio was waterproof. All right, depends on where you are, right? Like, if you're on different sides of the country, like, I don't know, do you think they're gonna knock out the internet?
No, but
yo, hang on, no, I'm asking El Goblino. Do you think they're gonna knock the internet out? Like, what type of scenario are we talking
here? It could happen, but I don't think they're gonna go that far. But I think when they start taking people's guns, and when people start getting black bagged in the middle of the night, which is what you're going to see, I do believe that at that point, that's when you're going to start seeing people like regroup and shit. And if you're going to use the internet, like I said, use a VPN, but better yet, use Linux, use the Tor browser. Like, try to get as far away from like the mainstream social media bullshit as possible. That's my advice. That's exactly why getting a Linux phone is really good right now. Because like I said, look, I don't know when things are going to go crazy, but like, I don't think we have a lot of time. Like, we have a couple years at most, I think. But I really do. I mean, look, they're passing this law right now, and Biden has, like, fucking pedo Joe hasn't even been in office for what, like a month? Maybe a month barely, but still.
Well, this law, believe it or not, this law has no movement on it. It's a proposed bill that fucking got introduced on January 10th and has had zero movement on it since. right?
Well,
Like, yeah, like legitimately, like, just recently we got the fucking text of the actual bill, and it hasn't moved
literally.
out of committee. Yeah, it hasn't even been voted on in committee. It hasn't moved out of committee, but they want to, right?
Don't get me
Like
wrong.
this,
Maybe this is me being a little bit optimistic, but even the gun grabbers, and they exist on the left and the right. So don't think this is a Republican or Democrat issue. This is an
Thank you.
authoritarian. This is an authoritarian versus a normal average person who's paying attention type of issue. There are people who would like to do this, but I don't think the majority of them are stupid enough to actually try to do it, knowing that their careers are already in jeopardy, considering half the shit they've tried to pull just in the past couple of months. If they voted on something like this, you'd lose a lot of people, because guess what? There are still people on the left who voted for Biden that still like their Second Amendment and their First Amendment. They will not
Thank
like this
you.
either.
let me be
Yeah,
real
that's
with you.
exactly what I was saying.
There's a lot there.
Well,
Like
I have
there's a
to get
lot of hood
going, but
motherfuckers.
it
Man.
was
All right,
nice
man.
talking to you, dudes. You
You
have
know
a
the
good
deal,
one.
man.
Sorry I couldn't stay
Thank you.
longer.
It's cool. Thank you, sir. Oh,
Oh,
you're always
good.
welcome.
Have a
All
good
right,
one.
yo.
God bless.
And I want to say what up to Torsen, what up to Tallbot Links in the motherfucking chat, man. Nice to see y'all out here. Right. Like, yeah, like I'll be honest with you. If you know how to use all that Linux shit in the fucking Tor browser and all that stuff, legit, you know the deal. It's always good idea to do so. Yo, I'm into the prepping shit. Everybody knows that I'm into this prepping shit.
Exactly.
Like everybody, I'm deep into this prepping type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I got like fucking 10,000 rounds of ammo. I got fucking guns. I got fucking silver. I got fucking gold. I got food storage. I got fucking clothes. I got a go bag. I got the whole Captain D Nuts. Welcome, my brother. Right? It's, I mean, it's fucking like, I'd like to, like, and the thing is, it's, there's different scenarios on what the hell it is you're preparing for as a whole. I mean, you can have a general, like, ideology, but again, like, surviving in the motherfucking winter is different than surviving in the fucking summer. So then depends on your fucking area, depends on what happens. We talking EMPs, we're talking, fucking government breakdown of services. It's, there's a whole lot of things that you have to consider as a whole, you know what I mean, that you really want to start really looking at as to what the hell you're prepping for. And if we're talking about the government coming after us, I'm be honest with you, like, like, man, listen, it's gonna be on a kind of level of where you're gonna have to learn how to hide for a while. You know
Like
what I mean?
a good
And
wife.
like,
You're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to create your own underground railroad, if you know what I mean. Language. You're gonna have to create your own letter system in which symbology and meanings to your symbols will have to represent only what your group knows. No other group can know these things.
Oh, and that's something. This what Pino had said, that wraps around to something I wanted to bring up, because I wanted to give a little bit of pushback on I forgot who said it, but seizing people's firearms is the first step towards totalitarianism.
True.
No, I disagree with that.
Well,
I think
you're right.
I say that's
you're
the
right.
second
You're
step.
Right. You're right.
The first step,
ideological subversion, to me, is the first step.
That actually touches more on what I was going to say, and where I lie on the issue is the first step towards totalitarianism is allowing somebody in a position of power to convince you that you have to rely on them for your own safety and well-being and survival.
Ooh, there we go.
That kind of goes hand in hand with censorship. You know what I mean? Like,
it does.
It is.
That's
and
why
3-4 showed up. What up, my
Amendment.
nigga? Welcome, my brother. Welcome. You know what I'm saying? Nice to see you out here.
Well, that's why they say the Second Amendment exists to protect the First, because you can have all your guns, but if you can't be allowed to freely express ideas, right to peacefully assemble, and the right to we the people stand together in solidarity, the easiest way to shut that down is by preventing people from being able to talk and assemble. You do that by shutting down people's speech. Second, it's just there to protect you.
If you don't have the right to quote unquote disagree, that's it. That's it. If you don't have the right to disagree with the quote unquote establishment, that's the elimination of the First Amendment, and then also the elimination of the Second Amendment.
Well, like here's the important part, right? And this is what I'm trying to do. I want everybody to get on the same page because I truly believe like all of us are anti-government as a whole, right? Everybody is anti-totalitarianism. Everybody is anti-fucking anti-statism. They're anti-control over their fucking family. Everybody's anti-control over their fucking community. You know what I mean? Like, nobody fucking wants this shit. And we have to fucking all get together and have this fucking understanding so that we can all have this conversation. And when they come for us and when they fucking all come, we can all be on the same goddamn page. Like, that's a fucking highly important thing. You know what I mean? Like, we can split hairs about all the little dumb shit and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Evil Dead Ed, nigga. Eddie, are you okay? Are you okay?
Hey,
Eddie. Legit. Like, man, listen, you know what I mean? Because like they're already coming over the motherfucking the whatchamacallit. They're coming through, you know what I mean, for like, they're coming for your First Amendment. They basically already took it the hell away, you know what I mean, and regulated it down to the point of where, like, if they don't like what the fuck it is you're saying, they will legitimately push you off the fucking air and cut you the fuck out. You already know the deal.
Hey, if they could do it to the highest man in office, they could do it to you. Period.
That's the thing I've been trying to tell people, and I still find it wild that a lot of people haven't picked up on this yet, despite the fact that plenty of people have blown the whistle about censorship and being able to kick people off platforms, big tech, oligarch, et cetera, et cetera. We've all heard it before. Do you not think this will be used against you if you do not float the narrative and you somehow challenge the control? Like, imagine if the roles were flipped and Trump ran as a Democrat instead of a Republican. Reverse the roles. Do you think this is a Republican versus Democrat issue? Because it's not. It's not. This is an issue. This is an issue of authoritarians trying to seek control by any means necessary. I know that's their favorite word to use, and to silence anyone who is a threat to their power. They're not trying to impeach Trump because they think Trump is an insurrectionist, or they're trying to seek some justice for some perceived wrongdoing. They're doing it because he was an outsider that was a threat to the system and the established control of power, and they want to send a message and prevent it from ever happening again. That's what this is about, and that's why they want to silence people like you and me and everybody else off Twitter, because we don't bend the knee and kowtow to these people who are authoritarians. That's all it matters. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or Green Party or Bernie Sanders or Pelosi or McConnell or Trump. What they want is no resistance. They do not want their power to be challenged. And if you're a perceived threat to the established power system as it is right now, you're a threat to them. Doesn't matter who, because it's better to have someone who's going to sit there and do nothing, but still, walk the line, so to speak, as opposed to actively come in and try to do something and keep their fucking promises. Because remember, even fucking Obama ran on the idea that we're going to put up or increase border security and border control. He didn't follow half of the fucking promises he made. He said, "Oh yeah, he's going to get us out of Iraq and Afghanistan." No, he didn't. he created more wars. That is the established power structure. As long as you talk the talk and walk the walk and you don't disrupt it, then you're fine. But as soon as you challenge it, they will come after you like a fucking 10-ton shit hammer, and they will stab you in the back the first fucking chance they get.
Yeah, fucking, and 3-4 show. This is my boy No More Games. Fucking, he has a YouTube channel. I met him through fucking that Wolf nigga. Who the fuck? God damn it.
Old school Wolf.
Old School Wolf Media. Yeah, fucking, he was on there one day.
There we go.
Yeah, man. Fucking, me and him was chilling, and I met him through him. And you know what I mean? Like, fucking, we hang out sometimes, and he happened to be going live talking about the same thing I was talking about. And I was like, dude, come over to my channel. You know what I'm saying? And like, maybe we can get you some subs over on your channel, get you some people over there watching and hanging out with you. You know what I mean?
Yo, drop the link to your channel in the chat. I'll give you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this link. Like, follow, share, and subscribe to your boy DJ Vision.
For sure.
On that's actually my handle. It's No More Games, because right now, no more games. Last year it was okay. We get inspiration. This year it's fuck QAnon. No more games. That's what this is about. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Hang on, fucking. I got something else I want y'all to see. Like, yo, this is fucking this pisses me the fuck off. Hang on, man. Let me see if I can find this shit. fucking
I swear
hang
to
on a
God,
second.
man, if I didn't buy enough beer for this, Pino, you always find some shit that manages to piss me off.
Yeah, fucking hang on.
I just know if this is pissing you off, then I'm probably going to have an adverse reaction myself.
Hey, that's funny because I'm drinking beer right with you. I guess we can great minds think alike.
This is
Shit, man. If you find your way down in Northern Virginia, let me know.
Piss me off.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yo, fucking taking views from a black man on black. Yo, shut up, goddamn fucking 3-4, man. Listen, all right. Again, like yo, we have to everybody has to be on the same page. All right. So check this out. All right. So bill would allow tech companies to create local governments, right?
What?
All right. If you got enough money on acres of undeveloped land and an innovative technology. Yeah. Pause.
All right.
Upset. Go ahead.
I'm trying to place this link so everybody can like, follow.
No. Yes. Maybe. Yo, can you hear me? What up?
Oh.
Doku.
You're coming in for me, man. Can you hear
Doku.
me? Yo.
All right, cool. Well, what do you why do we say pause here a second? Yeah, I can.
No, I said
I
pause
can hear
because I said pause for another reason, but y'all good. Go ahead.
All I know is just reading this article
All
title, I definitely didn't buy enough beer.
Pretty much. That's all I was saying.
All right. So if you got enough money, acres upon acres of undeveloped land and an innovative technology, you could soon form a new local government in Nevada. Right? God damn it. Fucking when Governor Steve how these zones would operate. According to legislation obtained by the Review Journal, but not yet introduced to the legislator, innovations of tech companies like Blockchains LLC to effectively form separate local governments in Nevada, governments that would carry the same authority as county, including the ability to impose taxes, form school district and justice courts and services to Sisolak pitched the concept in the state of the state and is planned to be in the forefront of the groundbreaking technologies. Without the use of tax abatements or other publicly funded incentive packages that had previously helped Nevada bring state.
So
specifically had committed to developing a smart city in the area east of Reno that would run entirely on blockchain technology once the legislation passes. The draft, which would change before it's unveiled as a formal bill, provides the first look into details behind the concept.
Pause. Hey, pause.
Yeah, you got there?
Hey, who got a cat?
I hear like cats and shit. What's going on?
yeah, that's my cat. He wants attention.
Oh, wait, hang on. Let me.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yo, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me, or is it still roboting?
Yeah, nah, it was robotic. That whole time you was reading, it was robotic. In and out. It was in and out.
Yeah, no, it wasn't you roboting. It was mostly you just had like really gnarly lag there, dude.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're coming through clear now.
Okay.
It's that ice storm,
so let's start this up again. All right. When Governor, yeah, I feel you. When Governor Steve Sisolak last month announced his plan to launch innovation zones in Nevada to jumping new tech companies, the details of how those zones would operate proved scarce. According to a draft of proposed legislation obtained by the Review Journal, but not yet introduced to the legislator, innovation zones would allow tech companies like Blockchains LLC to effectively form separate local governments in Nevada. Governments that would carry the same authority as a county, including the ability to impose taxes, forms and justice courts, and provide government services, to name a few duties. Sisolak pitched the concept in his State of the State address as his plan to bring in new companies that are at the forefront of groundbreaking technologies, all without the use of tax abatements or other publicly funded incentive packages that had previously helped Nevada bring companies like Tesla to the state. During his speech last night, Sisolak specifically named Blockchains LLC as a company that had committed to developing a smart city in the east of Reno that would run entirely on blockchain technology once the legislation passes. The draft, which would change the force and bill, provides a first look into the details behind the concept.
All right, I just gotta say, when we called them the big tech oligarchy, we didn't mean it as a challenge to make a literal fucking oligarchy. What the hell?
Like, you know, if this was right wing, right?
Right.
Like, legit, if this was the right wing, this would end in fire, in a fire fuck ball.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about this one, dude. This is what? You have a bunch of land and money. You should be a literal fucking aristocrat. Like, what the hell?
Do what they want to do.
I mean, literally, they're trying to create an aristocracy. We have all the money, which means we can buy up all the land, and we own all the technology. It's our intellectual property. Bend the knee, you fucking peasants.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're going back to the old, well, I have a rock with my name on it. It's mine tradition. That's just like when the Vikings came to North America and they started putting their information on rocks as they died to claim land, even though the Native Americans wouldn't agree that it's a daggone insignia on a rock. They didn't give a damn about where they came from or anything.
Oh, nah, bro, this shit is worse. They're just buying the rock. they don't have to put the effort in. They're just gonna buy the damn thing.
Well, this reminds me of the Louisiana Purchase. That's what they do.
Yeah, man, this is wild. So they have the same power as a local government. So okay. I thought you guys hated the rich.
Pause. Marxism decree was that. Oh, actually, I have the book in the other room. Said, okay, it said to abolish private property. This is the definition, that you can buy these private properties or own them based on who's in authority. So basically, the riches come to spoils, literally.
Well, that's the thing. They're literally saying that because you have enough money to do something, you therefore can have the same power as the fucking elected government. What the hell?
Comes to spoils. So, fuck your 40 acres and a mule. Fuck you working all the way to the top and owning things. I want it.
Man, we live in fucking clown world, dude.
I don't even think that's it. Yo, look, we're not done yet. We're not done with this fucking article.
We're not even done.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Mm-hmm. Fuck, I need a beer.
All right,
give me a second.
It says,
Christ.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead, get a goddamn beer. Fucking Jesus Christ, these motherfuckers is over here just like we can't handle it. like legit.
Fucking cheers. Good Lord.
All right.
Cheers,
all right. So the draft language of the proposal says that the traditional local government model is inadequate alone to provide the flexibility and resources conducive to making the state a leader in attracting and retaining new forms and types of businesses and fostering economic development, emerging technologies, and innovative industries.
Oh, shouldn't have been drinking while you're reading. Oh my God. What the? Are you kidding me? I'll save my comments until the article is done. I've got some shit to say.
Yo,
I'm gonna mute myself before I choke again.
It adds this alternative form of local government is needed to aid economic development within the state. The governor's office of economic development would handle the applications for the innovation zones. Those zones will be limited to specific innovative technology, which includes blockchains, autonomous technology, the Internet of Things, the Internet of Things.
What the fuck? That's a pause again. That's a fucking pause. What?
I don't even know what the Internet of Things is.
I swear to God. I work at the Museum of the Bible, and then even the fucking tablets don't say dumb shit like that. What the fuck?
Robotics, artificial intelligence, wireless technologies, biometrics, and renewable resource technology. A spokeswoman for Sisolak's office said in a statement Wednesday that the governor looks forward to rolling out more information on innovation zones and other items from his State of the State speech in the future. The governor's office has not submitted the bill draft request related to this initiative, so we will not be commenting on any language at this time, the statement said. GOED did not respond to questions about the zones Wednesday. The zones would initially operate within the local county where they are located, but would eventually be able to take over the duties of those counties and become an independent governmental body. The zones would have a 3-member board of supervisors that would carry the same powers as a board of county commissioners, and the company or firm applying for the zone would have significant say over who would sit on that board. The apparent economic benefits, besides the potential to lure more tech businesses to the state, would be an industry-specific tax that will be imposed on the innovative technology or activity related to the innovative technology within the zone. Requirements, land money. The draft proposal lays out the requirements for the zone, including.
Bro, can we pause? Can we pause real quick?
You burning this up.
What they just described is a marriage of government and the free market in such a way that, as long as they just said requirements, land and money, that would put the rich elites, the aristocracy, in positions of governmental power at the same level as those who are elected by we the people. This is some medieval level shit.
They're becoming literal misers. Like,
like legit, like how it reminds me of like fucking Mussolini.
Yeah, no, this is wild. You already know I have a lot of gripes about private enterprise and the free market being closely tied, conjoined at the hip with government. I have an issue with that.
They're literally becoming a government.
Yeah, like, guys, let me criticize you.
The worst part about this is they're trying to turn DC into what? A state. And what administration is trying to do that? The entire Democratic Party and the Biden administration is trying to turn DC, which means that if they could get the nation's capital to become a state, that the laws that are introduced are going to become mandates for the country. That's the worst part about it, because we already understood what happens in California.
Yo, welcome, my brother. Welcome. You know, you're always welcome to come in here. Yo, there's a link if you want to fucking hop in if you're bored because you ain't got no power. Legit.
Talbot actually said the perfect thing. You remember back in the 1800s when you had all those the company towns? They're trying to do that, except conjoin them with the government and give them governmental power. What the? I'm sorry, dude. I'm gonna mute myself again. But please continue the shit show.
Okay. So the draft proposal lays out the requirements for the zone, including the applicant owning 50,000 acres of undeveloped land, all within a single county, but separate of any city, town, or tax increment area. And the area would have to be uninhabited. The company would also need to have $250 million in a plan to invest an additional $1 billion over 10 years in the zone. The zone will be required to report to the legislature during the biennial session and to detail its capital investments, physical progress on developing infrastructure, an estimate of the number of people employed in the zone, and the economic impact from the zone itself. In 2018, Blockchains LLC, the tech firm owned by lawyer and cryptocurrency millionaire Jeffrey Burns, purchased roughly 67,000 acres, about the same size as the city of Henderson, of undeveloped, uninhabited land in Story County at the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center for $170 million. Since then, the firm has given heavily to political candidates and the fucking super PACs. Blockchains LLC gave $50,000 to a Home Means Nevada PAC, which managed Sisolak's transition into office. In January 2019, according to the campaign finance records, the company also donated $10,000 to Sisolak's campaign in 2018 election cycle. Sisolak's opponent, Republican Adam Laxalt, also received $10,000 from the firm that year. They backed both horses. Burns himself gave $50,000 to the state Democratic Party in 2019, and various donations ranging between $1,000 and $5,000 to various state lawmakers from both parties. Blockchains LLC did not respond to requests for comments on Wednesday.
All I can say is I hope they help.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I was just saying there's more, but we'll stop there for a second. That's a whole section of this fucking article and shit.
All I can say is I hope they help my Vessi LLC, Victory Executive Security International LLC, private firearms distributor. Holla at your boy, and I got merch. DJ Vision, like, follow, share, subscribe. America First. Had to throw that out there. For anybody watching it and you thinking that things are twisted on these streams and channels, support this country. This is crazy.
You know what this reminds me of? I believe there was a certain political movement in the in a nation known as Germany in the
here we go
1930s that kind of did something similar to this with the marriage of industry and government that resulted in some rather abhorrent things. It sounds very familiar. I feel like I've read this book before.
It really does.
Man, listen, I feel like we're I'd like to go backwards, but this is not the way I intended to go backwards, just to be honest with you.
No, this is wild. I mean, the same reason you should have government separated from the free market and private industry and enterprise is the same reason you should have separation of church and state. But for some reason, I don't understand this regressive mentality. I'm not even going to say it's Democrats or Republicans. It is a regressive mindset. The same way that it's like racism is bad, therefore let's segregate everyone. What?
I know what it is. That part is called systematic subversion. We're dealing with ideological subversion, and the marriage of systematic subversion and ideological, they're becoming one.
But the thing is, they're championing this type of thing. It's like, no, fuck the individual. You have to be part of the collective. Otherwise, you're insert buzzword of the week here. Like
because Democrat, when it comes to the foundation of the word demo and crat, when you go back to the Greek understanding of both of the prefix and suffix of the word means mob rule, or when you put Democrat together means rule mob. So what their plan is in general is to rule the mob. And if you're not a part of the mob which they plan to rule, then you're not part of the idea. And the idea is the grand.
All right, let's go look at what this really is about. This is I'll show you what this is really about. All right, just give I'm gonna break this down in this part of the article here. All right, it's really simple. All right, so jury's still out. Story County Commissioner Lance Gilman, one of the industrial centers developers, said that the blockchain's innovation zone is going to have an impact on Story County, and the jury is still out on whether or not to be positive or negative. Gilman said that the county is staying open-minded about the idea, but there needs to be some sort of incentive to compensate for ceding the land to the zone itself. We're going to want to know that Story County gets the benefit of the bargain, he said. It's about money. This is about fucking money.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Well, yeah, that's all it's about. Like, if you have enough money, you want to secure your position of power, and the best way to do that is to pay people who are in positions to legislate law, therefore power. So money and power go hand in hand. Yeah, no, that's exactly what this is.
That's all this is.
Yeah, I'll help you make.
Like,
I'll help
legit.
you make more money. Yeah, I'll help you make more money, and you donate to my campaign, and therefore I'll pass this law, which ends up giving you more power, which means you can expand your business and make more
Well,
money,
no,
and
no,
you'll
no, no.
donate more to
Even
my.
even better. This is even deeper than that. What
Yeah,
this is like,
it's
the
a
county
monopoly.
commissioners. The county commissioners want more money for the fucking county so that they can raise their goddamn fucking paychecks.
Well, of course they do. Just
That's what this
Congress already does that anyways. They've been trying to push that while everybody shut the fuck down. I mean, if anybody thought, there's a reason I always say I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Isn't that scary by comparison to the words career politician? And this is what the fuck I've been trying to warn people about. Let private enterprise, business, free market get in bed with government, and this is the type of shit you end up with. If you think you're gonna be able to climb that ladder, good fucking luck.
All right. So yeah, we're going to keep going. All right. We're going to want to know what Story County gets to get that Story County gets the benefit of the bargain, he said. Gilman said that if that isn't the case, the negative consequences outweigh the positives for Story County, and he doubts the legislation would move forward. Senate Minority Leader James Settlemeyer, our Republican of Minden, whose district includes Story County, echoed Gilman's thoughts when he reached by phone Wednesday evening, saying it could be fantastic for the state, and especially northern Nevada, but he said that he's concerned that it leaves Story County high and dry. The legislation seems to be rather one-sided. And the innovation zones get to make determination, and the county has to go along with him, Settlemeyer said. Settlemeyer added that he was not impressed about finding out the details of a bill that would affect part of his district so far into the process. It is disrespectful, he said. Right? Yeah, and then fucking, he goes into contact, whatever. Right? Yeah.
You know what? You know what happens? You know what happens after this if this rabbit hole does inevitably be unearthed? The next thing is you're gonna have a battle of wills, and it's gonna be between the oligarchs, and it'll be who has the most money versus who has the power of legislation. And this is how you go down the road of private police forces and shit like that. This is how you actually start feudal wars. Not civil wars.
This is anarcho-capitalism right here.
Oh yes, you're gonna create a United States KGB at the end of it. We got a good commenter. Ms. Clementine said we have a strong chance of how they have
sanctuary cities and gun-free zones. As a state, you should have the right to have a gun zone. So please make sure you know your state representatives. Yeah, it's important. Legit. Everybody should know who's fucking representing them in fucking Congress.
That's exactly how I feel, man. Like like from here, VA, from Maryland, VA, and DC, it's like, okay, I get it. DC blue state. VA, it's funny because the way they act is still purple. As far as how they act. I don't give a damn how many, what the laws say. How they act is still purple.
They're
not trying to go blue. They don't want to go blue, but the law, the people who are in charge,
This is great. This is just, I don't know, man. I kind of want to sit back with the popcorn and watch this shit happen. Like, just as in general thing, I want the Pinkertons to come back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking waiting for Wells Fargo, you know what I mean? And the Pinkertons, and just let everybody fucking have at it, because I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? Like, I literally, like, it just, like, yeah, this is fucking great. Legit.
I mean, crazy. And it's funny because when y'all said private police, I'm in that business. They call us police contractors. That's the definition when they hire us. So basically, it depends on who you. Well, it don't matter who you are. If you have this credential, as which I have, you can hire me for any independent police contract based on your location. If you own the location, you can hire us. So you can be a police. It's not like the county. So I could go to some rich guy's mansion or whatever. Okay, looks like we don't lost you.
Yeah, fucking like he drops out sometimes, man. The weather's really bad. You know the deal right now.
Yeah, but basically, right now, I'm at a museum. The client can say, "Hey, I need you at a church. At a church too. Get your take home weapon, blah blah blah." Or we need you at an embassy. But basically, you can hire certain police to do independent jobs at specific locations based on how much money you got and based on how the contract, how you want to work the contract. But same thing. You're still locking people up, blah blah blah. But drive around, put people in the back of your car.
Yo, Bill Gates orders the execution of 1,000 workers in Windows City, and they weren't because they said they weren't wearing the correct sweater vest. Your pocket protector's backwards. That's 4 lashes.
But no, man, you know how this shit ends is you have one group that's sanctioned by the state because they're the vote elected officials and they have their own police force and everything. Then you have the people who've bought their way into positions of power and they have their own private police force. Like I said, this is how you end up with fucking feudal wars, and it doesn't benefit anybody. Like, that's how this
crazy.
shit ends.
They cut you off right when you said that, bro.
Yeah, StreamYards doesn't like me for some reason. But no, dude, this is how this shit ends. Like, okay, who's gonna win? The person that's been given power through election and legislation, or the person that bought it, bought and paid for? Hey, isn't this the same kind of criticism you guys levied against Trump? He bought his way into politics. Like,
right?
Aren't you guys facilitating? Yeah, aren't you guys
millions? Blah blah blah. Okay. We'll see how far that argument goes if you have millions and the billions.
I mean,
man,
shit,
listen,
dude,
they don't fucking care. Like, legit, they just don't fucking care anymore. Like, yo, and I'm kind of with this ideology, like, just because of the fact that I hate the fucking state as a whole, and I think it's a fucking terribly outdated garbage system full of shitbag politicians. But like, it's just, yo, if this was right wing, like, legitimately, if this was right wing, you know what I mean? Like, yo, it would end in fucking like the United States government bringing in tanks and rocket launchers to fucking take the fucking city to fuck down.
Well, that's the thing, man. I'm right there with you. If shit went down, if you followed it through to its logical conclusion, I wouldn't care because I'm not stupid enough to get wrapped up in it. You couldn't pay me $100,000 to get wrapped up in the war for some dude who's worth billions. Like, I'm not that dumb. But the sad thing is, there's plenty of people that are, and that's the scary part. There's plenty of people stupid enough to do this shit, and they would cheer this shit on just because it comes from their political side. And again, I'm levying that criticism on Republicans and Democrats. You guys don't realize, or at least it seems like they don't realize, you're still championing on fucking authoritarians who do not give a flying fuck about you.
Like, I mean, the bitches, like, yo, the bitches, Americans are right wing, right? They're like most, like 90% of America is like fucking center right as far as socially is concerned, right? And economically, they're fucking center left. Like, that just is how it works, right?
You're so true.
Yo, but like, they're trying to run this bitch as a fucking center right fucking goddamn fucking economy and a fucking center left fucking political society. And it doesn't, like, yo, it's fucking backwards of what it's supposed to be.
And the thing is, I like to point this out to people. It's not very difficult to determine the core ideology of the different political mindsets that we have operating in this country right now.
Exactly.
You can break it down to four groups. You have Republicans who believe in the idea of a republic. It's in the fucking name. You have Democrats who believe in the idea of democracy. Bob rule.
Thank you.
Then you have progressives who believe in the idea that the society, the system, the government as it stands right now is archaic and outdated and unfair, et cetera, et cetera. So it needs to progress. It needs to change to become something better. Versus you have conservatives who, like myself, kind of falls more in line with this, even though I'm a constitutionalist. Specifically, I say constitutionalist versus conservative, but they like to use the same term. And the reason I'm a conservative is because I want to conserve the Constitution rather than change it, because I believe the Constitution has established at least a framework where it can change to provide, a better, more fair life and well-being for people, as long as it's followed closer rather than being completely thrown out the window and changed completely. Like, again, you can amend the fucking Constitution. You don't have to burn the damn document to the ground, which is what progressives believe.
Thank you. Agree.
All right. Yo, look, man, I got to go take a shit. All right, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I think like it's been about an hour and 42
Alright.
minutes. So we're about there. You know what I mean? We're about the point where we're about there. So like we're gonna get the fuck off of here. Yo, man, yo, my boy DJ, thank you very much for coming over. Doku, you know the deal. It's always fucking nice having you out there. Oh, by the way, Doku, I got a video of me and you gotta fucking react to that at some point. Like,
Oh man, well,
it's about oil. Like legit, it's about oil. It's fucking great. Like,
you know me, dude. That's my wheelhouse. Although,
I know that's why I want you to come help me.
I will
just
say,
into
oil and
oil,
gas.
man.
There's a company called Torchlight. Last week, bought them at the $1.46. Bro, they're up 90% in a week.
Good shit. All right, DJ,
Oh.
man, listen, like yo, you got your link handy? Fucking like yo.
I'm trying. I put it in the private chat. It wasn't allowing me to.
I got it. All right, comments here.
Yeah.
Y'all make sure y'all go sub to his motherfucking channel and shit. You know what I'm saying? Go over there and fucking show him some love when he goes live, because he goes live all the time. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like go over and show him some love and shit. You know what I mean? Fucking, help him the fuck out. We're gonna try and help everybody grow out this bitch. That's how this works. You support your community so the community supports you. That's how this operates. You know what I mean? Yo, look, I'm not fucking shilling Mad Dodge Productions right now. I'm not doing it, all right? Because it's being run by a dude who I fucking would like to throw underneath of a bus. MC, I will shill. Like, yo, go sub to MC. Like, yo, that motherfucker is criminally undersubbed, legitimately.
Oh, MC is great. If you're not subbed to MC, he does a new show every morning on the weekdays. He's good shit. You should definitely go check him out.
Yo, and on top of that, man, real shit, fucking, like, yo, I'm pretty sure that nigga is Dan Carlin's motherfucking brother and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 99% sure he's Dan Carlin's secret brother. Like, just keeping that all the way 100.
It wouldn't surprise me. And DJ, I dropped you a sub, man. If you guys haven't, I'm disappointed in you.
Appreciate you.
All right, man, we're getting the fuck out of here. Thank you, everybody. Anybody got anything else left to say?
Well, that's all. That's all. Like, follow shit, and subscribe to your boy. You know, for me, before it was the whole right wing advocacy situation, I was straight 2A. So if you need a 2A situation, it's coming back now and it's coming back strong. It seems that the right wing situation is propping up 2A for right now, but right, left, good or bad, we don't even care. Just support your Second Amendment.
Yeah, all right. Hang on. We're gonna stick around 1 second because I gotta look up MC's channel. Like, yo, hang on a minute so y'all can find MC enter. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to fucking find fucking MC real quick. Hang on a second. I'm trying to find this motherfucker. Jesus Christ. It fucking brought up all types of Minecraft. God damn it. Hang on, fucking out. Tell you what we'll do. We'll go to my notifications and fucking them. Hang on, Geopop, motherfucking these dudes. Man, listen, up. There we go. All right, MC, fucking hang on a minute. All right, here, copy, X, StreamYards. Here, man, here, fucking, there you go. All right, there's MC's fucking channel. You know what I mean? Okay, there you go. What about Dodge's kids? Nigga? Yo, I donated the motherfucking, like, yo, I donated to his girl, and I made sure, like, everybody I knew threw $400 and $500 in when he fucking died. Nigga, don't fucking come to me about loyalty. Like, yo, legit, that nigga's fucking, yo, we'll talk about that at some other point. I'm not fucking there, right? Like, yo, but anyway, there's MC's fucking stream. Make sure you go sub to his shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I got love for y'all. Thank y'all very much for coming out. I'm gonna motherfucking holla at y'all. Peace be like one later.